going on, YouTube followers? I'm with Hindi here in Penn Station with the buzz. What's up, Hindi?
Nothing much. How are you?
Peace. We have stones around our computer and on our table.
Namaste.
So the madness will not get to us and we can have a great interview. But tell us about what you do.
Sure. So I am a singer-songwriter and I'm an entertainer. So that's really what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I don't know if you want any more than that, but that's what I do.
She has some more hats. She just hasn't discovered them yet. Trust me, when she does an interview in about a year or so, you'll see. So tell me, what is art to you? Can you tell the YouTube followers what art is to you?
Art is beauty, and I think art is truth. I think that it's very hard to lie when you're being artistic. So that's when you're singing, when you're writing, when you're dancing, when you're drawing. It shows the parts of us that I think we're not prone to showing on a daily basis. It's that core of who we are. So it's truth and it's beauty, and I think art is light in a world that's very dark.
I like that.
Thank you.
That was good. The artist kind of expresses the things that we really can't express.
Right. That's
spirituality, that core. I like that core of that essence of us that is not really black and white.
Right.
And it can come out in song, it can come out in writing, where we say things that touch other people's core.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's why art is so powerful, because people resonate with that signature or that expression or that vibration,
right,
or that art in whatever form. So that's pretty powerful. And then I will lead right into that is the connection that art has to spirituality. So
yes.
What do you have to say about that?
I think art definitely has to do a lot with spirituality. I mean, if you look at the different religions, the different declensions, you always see art. You know, you see it everywhere. You see it in Catholicism and in Buddhism and in Hinduism. And I think that when it comes to spirituality and religion, because you didn't say religion, but I brought that up, I think it's very important because, again, it's the core of who we are. It shows the parts of us that we're sometimes unable to say audibly, and I think we say it in different ways. And I know it's definitely a part of my spirituality, because when I sing, I let parts of myself out to the public, parts that I am afraid to say with my words, you know, and that's really how I get my truth out, with how I sing, with when I write, and when I write with other people, because that's also a way of, I think, spirituality and helping with my spirituality. So
yeah, we release our soul to humanity,
right,
which is so very precious. The soul, our spirituality, our connection to the Creator, our connection to God. But we have to get in touch with that first.
Oh yeah.
You know, and sometimes that takes years and years.
Oh yes.
And years and years and years.
Oh yes.
We have artists in their 60s, 70s, and 80s that have been creating for decades.
Right.
And they're still learning.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, we have. Go ahead.
Okay, you saw I was going to say something.
No.
I was going to say, too, I think that spirituality changes often. I think how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about what's going on within us changes. So you said, you know, there are people in their 60s and their 70s, you know, who are still having difficulty with their spirituality and having difficulty maybe finding their spirituality. I think it's because things change so abruptly, and our beliefs change so abruptly, and our art changes because things within our life change. So, I mean, I guess I believe that my spirituality won't always be exactly the same, but that I will definitely let it out through my art whenever it changes and however it changes.
So now you're going to be a prophetess on my channel now. But now, that's good. No, that's good. I agree with you. And I think for some of our viewers, that goes into astrology.
Oh,
where
don't get me started with astrology.
I know, we're just going to touch on it. This is our first piece. But where we know that the energy is constantly changing. So when you're talking about Saturn Returns,
Hmm.
the way you see the world, the energy that envelops you now is different than it will in 10 and 20 years. So there's so much to grasp, and at the core of it is that we're these artists that create for each other, that make life better for each other. When you sing, last night I had my good headphones on and I was listening to some music, and man, I was just sitting there and I was talking to somebody. Well, I was texting to somebody, and it was such a great feeling. I
Yes.
listened to the old stuff, Slave,
Yes.
and how they added percussion and the bass lines and Earth, Wind, and Fire, and
Oh
it
my
just
God.
changed my whole demeanor. I mean,
Right.
it was texting was different. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, I gotta listen to music like this every day.
Yes.
So we're gonna end this part, and we're gonna have a part 2 where we're gonna talk about. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. We'll see.
I'm
Just
with it.
come back. She's with it, so come back.